Hey, what's up? Back again.
That first bass note hit me in the chest, and I was just like, there's no way that's 2.8.
MB Enclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
From time to time, when new subwoofers come out, new transducers come out, I need to run a program to see what it can do based on, first I see the manufacturer's recommendations, and then I look at the parameters, my hand, and get a cursory idea of what it can do and cannot do. But one thing I have found useful is this program right here, Speakerbox Lite. Now, it has a light version where you have very limited features, and they have a version that you pay for. This is on the Apple iOS system. That is the icon that you see in the top left-hand corner. I pay for it monthly, so I pay that $5.99 monthly, and I get use of every feature that it has, and they have a variety of features. This is like a preview right here. It'll help you build a box. It'll do the cut sheet for you as well. It will tell you, it has graphs so you can see what different woofers would do inside different enclosures. It has the input the small parameters, and I'm going to show you that because we're going to use that right now to give you an idea of what my thoughts on the Euphoria audio and what it can do in different size enclosures, and why do they recommend the one enclosure they put inside the manual itself. So here we are. I'm just going to open it. Boom. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and go to the database and see if they have that driver already listed, because they do have some drivers listed. They do not have it listed. Euphoria audio. Okay, the only speakers that I have is there, and I think this is one of them, EWX. Now, the speaker may have some troubles with its parameters, looking at the exclamation marks to get advice. Now, when you select the speaker, then you say design box, and it puts in the parameters that someone else has possibly put in and used. I'm going to go to the complex model. I'm going to say we're doing a dual parallel because I'm only going to run one. And then I'm going to input new figures. And I'm just going to do the Theo small, not the electromechanical. I'm just going to input the Theo small parameters in here. I'm not going to take you out for that time by time, so I'm going to snip it right now and then put the values in myself. Okay, I've taken the time to input the small parameters for the Euphoria Audio EWX10NCF. As you can see, the FS is 42. And those of you who know have this driver up, you have the manual, have access to the manual. You can see those are the specs. I converted the 10.89, 10.389 or something like that liters over into the cubic feet, which is 0.38. Inputted the QTS, which is 0.424, the QS 0.5, the SD of the driver is 58 inches. One coil is 3.2. It's dual coils, and this is very needed here when you select the voice coil number. So you have to say that it's two coils, and you're going to input the values of one coil, and that's going to help you when they graph everything out. This was calculated by the computer, by the program itself. The X max is 1.1, which is 28 millimeters, converted over into is English equivalent, which is 1.1 inches. And I'm doing the input power. I'm doing the input power at 1500 watts because we're going to use the Digital Designs M2500 at 2 ohms because we're only going to use one D4 driver. So those are all the specs inputted. I'm going to use one. And next we're going to just move over to the box volume. Now in box volume, they have different enclosure types you can use. You can select the closed, vented, bandpass. Yes, it will help you graph or model all that out. Bandpass 6 parallel, the bandpass 6 series, and the passive radiator. I want a vented alignment. All right, so let me back out just a little bit. There we go. Now, let's delete those models that I was looking at from earlier revision. And Now, the manual states that they want this. Now, don't get ahead of myself. The manual states that they recommend you put it in one cube, tune to 35 hertz, I believe. So one at 35 hertz, boom. That's what they recommend. So let's go and graph that out. As we can see, the cubic foot is 1 cube. The F frequency of the box is 35. And the FS, when it starts, is 3B loss, will happen 4 hertz below the tuning, which would be 31. So let's graph that out and look at it. Boom. Graph that. And give me a second. Let me turn this screen around so we can look at that. Okay. So the parameters in, and I went to the enclosure. I've specified that I want a vent enclosure. Now, as you can see, as you touch this tab right here, you can select what type of enclosure you want: closed, vented, band pass, parallel, series, or passive radiator. I'm going to look at it. Show me what it does in the vented enclosure. First, I want to see the Euphoria Audio's recommendation. 1 cube, tune to 35. Computer tells me the program tells me it's going to fall off at 31 hertz. I've already graphed that out, and that's why the camera's sitting at this angle here, and I want y'all to see that. So, we have, and here on the details tab, tuned to 35 hertz. At 35 hertz, let me see if I can get this for you. There we go. Okay, at 35 hertz, y'all can see that 35 hertz, we're going to be 127 dB, 33, 128. Louder. It's increasing as it go down. I wonder what that a testament to. That I do not know. But these are the ranges where I want input between 30, as you can see, between 30 and 40. I'm going to get increasingly louder as I move toward the tuning. And maintain that at 31, 32, 31. And I don't until 30 hertz, 31, 32, and 33, roughly the same output. Now, what I want to do, that's just a 1 cube box, and that's nice. Tune to what they want at 35. I want to get even more lows, so I'm going to say let's do a 2 cube box, 2 cubes, and I want to tune it to 33. And that's the biggest I want to go for, a 10. And because I'm comparing this to the Solo X in performance level, which you know did a 141 in the 2 cube box, it wanted to be played in 2 cubes, tuned to 33, just like the Solo, and see what kind of difference we have. How would it play? Will it meter that high? This is not going to tell me that because this doesn't factor in cabin gain, transfer function, and what it does, but I have to put these into the parameter. I don't have that here to do. It's just going to give me a graph of would I get louder, and that's what I use it for. Would I get louder by putting it in this size box or that size box, and how my response is going to be, and also tell me what my cone control will be. And let's look at that. Let's go back to look at that first before we graph it out. In the 1 cube box, this is the SPL reading prediction. The cone displacement, as we can see, the cone, it stays under 28 millimeters, and it moves very little. In fact, let's go to details so we can see it closely. Let's go up high. There we go. Boom. At right here, 35 hertz, we had 6 millimeters of excursion. 33, 2 millimeters of excursion, which is great. We're still well within the linear X max of this driver. But I want to see what it's going to do in a 2 cube box, tune to 33. And as you can see, when I lose an output around 28, whereas in the 35 box, I was losing output around 31. The F3 was there. So let's graph this out. You know how you do that? Very simple. You just touch, graph it out, and let's go look at it. Boom. Now, the green line is the 2 cube line. So utilizing that feature, let's see how much louder we got by increasing it, by doubling the enclosure volume. Details. We are at 33. Let me get this here. Put my finger where we can get it. At 33 hertz, we are roughly No, we're not. The red line is 120. Yeah, we're roughly the same at 33 hertz. At 32 hertz, 2 dB increase. No, 1 dB increase. At 31 hertz, 2 dB increase. At 30 hertz, 3 dB increase. Ooh, boy. Well, I'm getting to love this driver already. My roll-off, even my roll-off at 28 hertz is substantially louder than it is in the red line. Remember, I'm looking at the green line. The green line, the roll-offs, I'm still louder in the lows. So I could technically bring the tuning up and still get everything I want. Let me see. Let's go back. Let's bring the tuning in the 2Q box. Let's bring the tuning up to 35. Done. FS 5 hertz below, which is reasonable. And let's grab that and look at that. This might even be nicer than tune to 33. So at tune to 35 hertz, at 33 hertz, I'm louder. Ooh, boy. Yeah, don't necessarily have to tune this boy so low. In fact, I can tune this boy to 35 and still be substantially louder than what it would be in the red line. And that's what I want you to look at. Let's get a little closer. I want y'all to look at, see the red line? The red line is their recommendation. The green line is my first recommendation, tuned to 33 hertz in a 2Q. The blue line next to it is same size volume but tuned to 35 hertz. I'm loud. I'm very, very loud. Boy, my first recommendation, I'm louder, and my roll off is still louder overall. So I really think I'm gonna go with that 33. But with this particular driver, and that's the benefit of having these programs, I don't have to necessarily tune it that low and still get significant output over the manufacturer's recommendation. So why did they recommend that? I think it was more so for a flat response. Now with this large, increasing that by box volume, did I also hinder and get past my linear X max? Let's look at that, because that's a very important graph to look at as well. So we're going to cancel the details on that so we can scroll up. Cancel. And cone displacement still within parameters. Still, as you can see, whether I'm in the green, red, or blue, I'm not over skirting the driver. The over is still within linear X max, far within, very far. I mean, this dotted line is the 28 millimeters of linear X max. I'm far below that at this input power. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the green line first. But also I'm going to keep the information in my head that I don't necessarily, with this particular driver, have to tune so low. I can tune a little higher and still have a roll off. Maybe increase the SPL at higher frequencies. But as I said, I want a 140 at 29 hertz. So with that being said, the green line is going to be my best option. And that's a 2Q box tuned to 33. I just thought I'd show y'all that. This is, like I said, this program is very, very helpful. And it's something I use when I'm going shopping with my wife. Let me back this camera back out. Boom. My wife going shopping in a grocery store. I'm somewhere where I don't really necessarily want to be. I pull this out and go play with the parameters on particular drivers to see what to do what. And it's just a nice program to use. Very nice program to use. Peace.